welcome back to the Creative Chef's Kitchen. My name is Angie and I'm super excited that you've joined me again today. I would like to say a special hello to all the Seasons Fruit and Veg people. Terry has asked me to put together this recipe, which is including some of the beautiful produce that is around at the moment. So today we are going to be making a vegetable hash. We're going to be using some of the potatoes, some cabbage and some carrots, along with some other ingredients. Now the beauty about this Creative Chef's video is that the family all can get involved in making it. So what I need you to do is, first of all, go off, get your hands washed, and then come back and we'll start cooking. Welcome back, little chefs. So now you have your lovely clean hands. Could you get your grown-ups to turn the oven on? That needs to be on 180 degrees or gas mark 4. You will also need to collect some of your ingredients. Now the slide next is going to give you all that information, but just to run through it, we're going to be using some cabbage, we're going to be using some potatoes and carrots. We are going to be using a little bit of butter and some mixed herbs. Now the dried mixed herbs are a little bit in shortage at the moment, so if you can't get one readily mixed, then you might have some oregano and some thyme and maybe a little bit of sage hanging around. If you mix all those together, then that makes a lovely combination. You will also need some grated cheese and you will also need some tuna. So get those ingredients together and then we can start cooking. So I'm using potatoes, carrots and cabbage, but if you have any other vegetables in your Seasons Fruit and Veg box, this recipe can definitely take those. So this just gives you a little idea about what you can do with your vegetables. The first thing we need to do is to grease our shallow cooking pot, oven-proof pot, and children love doing this bit. You can get our busy fingers, take a piece of the butter and just smear it all the way over, up the sides. There we are. Fabulous. And then we'll put the pot over to one side. The first thing that we're going to do is get our cooked carrots and we're going to chop them into really small little pieces. Now, if you have got any little ones in the house, they may want to just get their carrots and tear them. Because these carrots are cooked, then they are really, really soft. So it doesn't have to be pretty. Again, I say this in all of the videos, Creative Chefs is not about producing beautiful food. It's about producing food as a family that everyone can enjoy and eating seasonally. So we're chopping our carrots, chop chop, into small pieces. This recipe is a one-pot dish, so everything is going to go into the oven-proof dish. So I have a couple of carrots, 2 carrots that I have chopped up here. There we are. I'm going to just tip the rest of those out and then just chop them on the board. There we are. These, as you can see, are my child-friendly safety knives, which means you can get the little ones into the kitchen chopping safely and practicing their fine motor skills if they are little tiddly ones, tiddly chefs. Okay, so we have got our carrots chopped there. So we take our chopped carrots And bringing back our shallow dish, we pop the carrots into the dish. Just spread them out, make sure that they are all over. So when you come to eat it, you have a bite of everything. Fabulous. The next thing that we need to do is to chop our cooked potatoes. And exactly the same as the carrots, little ones can get these potatoes and just squash them. And what I like to do when I am in my cooking classes with my little chefs is I like to talk to them about the different textures of foods. So we talk about whether it's hard or soft or it's squishy, and it's just about getting the chefs really engaged with what they are eating. And as we all know, if we get very interested in our food, then hopefully I would like to think that it gives the chefs good habits and teaches them to make good choices if they know where all of their food is coming from. There we go. Look, some really lovely squashed up potatoes. And this is just such good fun. If you can make cooking with the children as fun as possible, I can definitely tell you it will be hard to get them out of the kitchen. You'll have helpers for life. There we are. So I have got around about 3 potatoes there which have been squashed. So they could be cut, they could be squashed, they could be mashed. And again, so did you all hear that doorbell going? This is just me in my kitchen trying to put some recipes together. And what do they say? Never work with children, animals, and then I'm going to add doorbells onto that as well. So we put all the mashed potato in with the carrots, and we can see that that is starting to look quite nice. Lovely. Put the dish back to one side, and then bring on the cabbage. So this cabbage, again, has just been steamed. And what I am doing is just ripping it into really small pieces. Great job again for the children to do. And if you would like to, at this point, it's a great opportunity to get the children to try a little bit of that cabbage. So children, have a little try, pop it in your mouths and tell me what you think. Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it soft on your tongue? Is it hard on your tongue? Is it sweet? Is it savoury? I just love talking about how food tastes. And particularly in our household at the moment with the lockdown situation, we're talking a lot about food. Okay, so the cabbage, again, we have our bowl, goes in to the bowl. Quantities don't really feature highly, to be honest, in a lot of my recipes, especially if they're one pot. So if you've got more cabbage and you want to put a little bit more in, then do that. Lovely, some great colours. Okay, so the next thing that we do is get our tuna. We have our fork, and I'm popping the tuna into the bowl. There we are. And we're getting the back of the fork, and again we're just pressing that down. Children, this is a really good activity to do, because look, you get to squish lots of things together, you get to do lots of mixing, and I can tell you, have a good smell of that, because that is starting to smell absolutely delicious. All right, next thing, busy fingers, and let's get our cheese on there. Sprinkle some cheese in. Again, make it all even so it's all over the top. And then let's start seasoning a little bit now. So I have got a little pinch of oregano. There we are. I've got a little pinch of thyme. I've got Isabel, who is filming me at the moment, and so you might have heard her giggle a little bit. You'll see her at the end of the video. There we go. Lovely. All right, and so what I want to do now is just pop one more little bit of butter, a little bit of knob of butter there, a little bit of knob there, a little bit there. I don't use too much salt in my cooking, but if you want to add a little bit of salt at this point, then you can. And then that dish, look, is all ready now to go into the oven, and that will go in for around about 20 minutes until it starts going all nice and crispy and brown. And here we have our finished hash. I cannot tell you how beautiful that smells, and also I'm just loving all those beautiful colours and the crispy bits as well, which I think are probably the best bits. Cook's prerogative. So I really hope that you have enjoyed that hash recipe. For all the Seasons Fruit and Veg customers, you can pretty much put any of those vegetables that you have from your box into this recipe. So they're very, very interchangeable. If you don't like tuna, you can substitute it and pop some chopped chicken in, or you could put some chopped lamb or some pork in. Pretty much anything that you may have left over from your Sunday lunch, or if you have got some meat into your meat in your fridge. Something that I also like to do, just to make it a little bit more adult, is to put a little poached egg on the top. I so hope that you've enjoyed cooking with me today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon in the Creative Chef's Kitchen.
Hope you enjoyed our hash. Make sure you smash that subscribe button hard you can. Make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss one of our cooking videos, and give us a huge thumbs up.